Hey, welcome back to Zib's Corner. It's been a while since I posted a YouTube video. I've still been working on the bug, doing lots of little things that it needed to do that I didn't want to waste a YouTube video just to show the progress. But I'll walk you through everything I've done so far. And today we're going to take apart a speedometer. It's not working. I'm not sure why it's not working. Got a new speedometer cable and it still doesn't work. So I looked on the internet, a lot of videos on how to put them back together and what to look for, but nothing to take them apart. So we're going to take one apart today and see how it does. So I will just take a little stroll through the car and let you see the progress I've made since the last video. Stay tuned. So we can look inside the car. I've got all the battery boxes all out. There's a little bit of rust. I fixed the rust and gonna paint that all black. It'll be under the battery. There's all the voltage regulator, and I also covered all of the floor with kill mat. That should definitely cut the noise down. I'm also adding a couple speakers in the front and then a couple in the rear. Also in the doors, when I took the doors apart, I put kill mat all inside the door. That should help quiet it down. Here's the rear seat that I recovered. Haven't got the bottom back in, but the rear seat's all in, plus all the carpet in the back. It's kind of cold out, so we're gonna work on the carpet later. I'm out in the workshop, and there's not much heat in the workshop. So under the hood, I've got all the linkage taken out. There was a couple little problems with the rust in the corners, so I did fix that with fiberglass. The other side also fixed with fiberglass. Got the brake master cylinder out. I ordered a new one because we are going to do a disc brake conversion kit on this one. And then up here on the where the speedometer is, I numbered all of the wires before I took all of the wires off, and I just made a little schematic with a wire number of where they go. You can get these photos on the internet. So underneath I have everything taken off for the wheels, all the tie rod ends, everything. So it's not in too bad a shape. We're also putting new ball joints, new shocks, and a disc brake conversion kit. So that'll be in a later video. Let's get to taking the tachometer apart. Alright, so here's the standard Volkswagen speedometer. Pretty simple to take out. A lot of different lights and options on the speedometer, so it's a good idea, like I said, to make a little schematic. So this one is just the standard. I'm sure it's original. It's got some tarnish. We'll clean it up when we get it apart. The gas gauge also did not work, so we'll look at that when we get it apart. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this screw on top. This is for your actuation switch for your fuel sensor. So oh, there's probably why it doesn't work. The screw's missing to hold this down. So we can fix that. This one's pretty loose too. Oh yeah, it's very loose. So we'll go ahead and take that off also. Another good reason to make these videos is I have something to look back on to see how to put it back together if I do forget. So we'll take these two screws out. That should get the gas fuel gauge out. I did buy a new sending unit to go inside the gas tank. And I also ordered a new gas tank because there's a little rust on the bottom and I didn't want to take a chance. So there's the cover. And then here's the standard voltmeter. I could probably put 0 to 10 volts on here to see if it worked. I mean, the needle still turns, but we'll check into that also. Okay, so next there's two screws on the top. We take those two out. This should allow the base cover to come off. Should. Oh, I remember you have to take this little ring off. So we'll take a little screwdriver, we'll get a little smaller one. We'll pop it right here. And I believe this just pops off. So we'll put a screwdriver in between here. Work it a little bit. A little on this side. Check this side. It is just popping loose. Get a little bigger screwdriver. There we go. That just popped off really easy. This little trim ring also will come out, and the glass. If you do take these apart, there's a small little sill around here. You got to make sure you keep that. But we'll clean that up when we put it back together. So this should come right out. Shouldn't have to take the. There we go. Just do a little wiggling. And there's the little trim cover or the turn signal indicators. And then the housing. So we'll probably fix those also when we put it back together. We'll go get some colored paper, vinyl sheets from like Hobby Lobby or something, and put those back together. Alright, so now that appears that looks like it's in pretty good shape. There's two little screws here that takes this apart. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the drill. And I'm going to hook up my cable. And I'm going to check to see if it'll spin and when I can watch the gear. If the gear's turning, then it's got to be something in the little magnetic drum that's not working correctly. So I'm going to get my drill, get it all hooked up, and we'll turn it back on. Okay, we got our drill all hooked up. So first we'll put it on 1. So I'm not sure how it's going to work. So we'll check it. And as you can see, it's hard to find it. The gear is turning. So speedometer's still not moving. So I try it forward, try and reverse. Is not moving, but the gear is moving. The odometer reading is moving. We'll try it on high speed. It feels really grindy though. It's definitely grinding. And I can see the odometer actually moving, so all that looks good. So it's got to be something in the little magnetic housing. So we'll get that taken apart and see what happens. Alright, so now we're going to take the two screws out here to take this bezel off. Okay, so here's a little magnetic wheel that goes inside there, and I believe that's the problem is that moves around quite a bit. I'm not sure that that shaft is supposed to be directly connected to this one. So we'll take this little screw out here. We'll set this aside. So this should spin and move when the magnetic discs move. And you can see inside here, it's been rubbing on the side, so it's not making good contact. So we'll take out this little small screw here. And this should release this cover. I believe there might be a little pin that needs to go in here. Yes, there is. Nope. There's nothing on the other side. Alright, so we got this out. And I can see that's my problem right there. Is this is supposed to be attached to the shaft here. So whether I can just buy a new magnetic disc, that's the reason my speedometer is not working. So we'll have to get on the internet and see if we can find a new shaft, because I don't think there's no way I can repair that. Alright, stay tuned, and we'll see if we can't put this back together later with a new piece. Take care. Hey, welcome back to Zip's Corner. We disassembled the old speedometer. We found out that the magnetic shaft was broken. I've searched the internet for weeks and weeks now. Cannot find where you can just buy the shaft. So I, looking on eBay, found this used speedometer. It's $30, came from Canada, cost $19 shipping. So I got $49 invested in it. Hopefully when I take this apart, the magnetic shaft is still good. So stay tuned, we're going to throw it on the bench and we'll take it apart and see how the magnetic shaft is. And look at that. Shaft's in perfect condition. So we'll get all the other components and we'll put this back together. We'll probably clean it up a little bit first. So stay tuned and we'll assemble the old speedometer. Alright, so we got her back in. That spins pretty free. A little bit of grease on there. We don't need a whole lot. We'll clean up the excess. I am going to dab just a little bit around this upper gear. And then we're going to clean up this gear real good. Alright, we got that back together. Uh-oh. Fortunately, it looks like we're going 15 miles an hour. So we're going to have to remove the needle. We'll put it back on to 0, and then we should be okay. But we'll assemble the rest of the unit. We have to clean the base up, get it all ready, and then we'll finish assembling. Alright, so we got it all back together. Got the speedometer cable hooked to it into a drill, and we'll give her a test run. Alright, I think it works. Now, as I said before, the needle's on 15 miles an hour, so I'll just wiggle that off, turn it around, put it on 0. Then we should be good to go. Now we'll put it all back together. We'll fast forward through all the reassembly process. And there you go. One rebuilt speedometer. Hopefully we don't have to take it apart again. And we got to keep the original. I'll run this chrome ring around the buffer. We'll clean that up real good. And thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode of Zib's Corner. Thanks again. Take care.